I'm not a lawyer, but I just read through the lawsuit against Lizzo, and I'm going to give you a recap. Before we get into it, let's talk about the key players. Lawsuit was filed by 3 of Lizzo's former dancers, Crystal Williams, Ariana Davis, and Noel Rodriguez. The defendants, or the people being sued, are Lizzo, her company Big Girl Big Touring Inc., and her dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. It's also important to note that Davis and Rodriguez were both contestants on a show that Lizzo had, which was called Watch Out for the Big Girls. I'm going to recap 9 complaints that they are specifically suing and seeking damages for. All right. So complaint number 1 is for a hostile work environment, namely sexual harassment. And this is all of the plaintiffs against all of the defendants. The support or evidence given for this first claim stems from 3 different experiences that the plaintiffs allege happened. Number 1 is they allege that they were pressured to participate in a nude photo shoot when they were contestants on Watch Out for the Big Girls. Secondly, the plaintiffs claim that Miss Quigley, who again is the dance captain, would frequently share stories about her habit of pleasuring herself and some of the other fantasies that she had, and that she would practice her skills on a banana in front of everyone. Okay, and then lastly, the support for this claim comes from after a show in Amsterdam, Lizzo allegedly invites everybody out to a bar, which was in the red light district of Amsterdam. She allegedly hounded her employees, including the dancers, to engage with nude performers. And by engage, it says that she allegedly encouraged the dancers to catch items that were ejected from performers. And she would engage in loud cheering in order to motivate the employees to eat bananas that were placed in places. Complaint number 2 is for failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment, again, namely sexual harassment. This complaint is directly tied to complaint number 1 because it's basically claiming that Lizzo, BGBT, and Quigley were all aware and in some cases even present for the discomfort from the nude photo shoot, the Amsterdam nightclub, and Quigley's inappropriate remarks. And despite being there and being aware of that discomfort, they all did nothing to prevent or address it. The third complaint is for religious harassment. The claim here is that Quigley had a, quote, unceasing mission to force plaintiffs to convert to her religious beliefs. And that if you didn't convert or you didn't have an interest, she would berate you. The specific examples alleged is that Quigley told other members of the dance team that she made it her personal mission to minister to Rodriguez and make her a believer. And that even when Rodriguez told her that she wanted her to stop pressuring her, Quigley just got more upset. The other part of the religious harassment that is alleged in this part is that Quigley kept tabs on Davis's virginity. At some point during filming, Quigley learned that Davis was a virgin, and so it became a constant topic of conversation. Complaint number 4 is for failure to prevent or remedy religious harassment, basically meaning these parties knew about this harassment and did nothing to fix it. Complaint number 5 is for racial harassment. Complaint alleges that Williams and Davis and other Black dance members were called names like lazy, unprofessional, snarky, and for generally having a bad attitude. And none of these terms or allegations were used against non-Black dance members. Complaint number 6 is for disability discrimination, and this complaint is Miss Davis versus BGBT and Lizzo. Backstory here is that contestants for Watch Out for the Big Girls were put through a psychological exam before filming began, and Davis was allegedly informed that the results of that exam had been given to Lizzo and BGBT, so they knew or should have known about Davis's struggles with anxiety, depression, and a binge eating disorder. So fast forward to when the dancers are all having to go through a re-audition. Davis is allegedly made so anxious during that audition that she believed she couldn't leave the stage, which resulted in her losing control of her bladder. And then despite that, Lizzo and BGBT interrogate Davis during a meeting. But according to this lawsuit, they were really trying to find an explanation for why she had gained so much weight. Y'all still with me? Complaint number 7 is for intentional interference with prospective economic advantage. The claim here is that the dancers had other offers and job opportunities, but BGBT told their agents to basically decline those opportunities and those offers, even though BGBT was not paying them during that time. And the dancers are claiming that BGBT did this with a conscious disregard for their rights. Complaint number 8 is for assault, and it's Rodriguez versus Lizzo. The complaint here stems from when a dancer was fired in the hotel lobby. Rodriguez expressed that she felt that it was unprofessional. Because of that, Lizzo allegedly approached Rodriguez, quote, aggressively, yelling profanities, cracking her knuckles, and balling her fists, preparing to attack Rodriguez. She then also said, quote, "You're lucky. You're so lucky." Okay, the 9th and final complaint is for false imprisonment, and it's Davis against BGBT. This complaint alleges that after Davis was terminated, she was held in a room against her will and was told that she couldn't leave unless she agreed to allow her phone to be searched. And once the search was complete, she was able to leave the room. So all 9 of these complaints is what makes up this lawsuit. Let me say before I go, all of these claims are alleged, and I am just providing the recap from the lawsuit.